Hey, if you guys were on earlier, I have to apologize. I got a call from the VA and had to take in. It took, I can't believe how long it took. Anyways, I'm back. If you are just joining, my name's Brock. I am the owner and bladesmith of Woodson Knife Co. Right now, I've got a big billet of Damascus in the forge. I've already done 3 initial forge presses with flattening dies. Now I've got the drawing dies in my coal iron press. We're going to start drawing this thing out. So I started this billet last Monday. 25 layers, 4" by 4" by like 3.5" tall. Big billet. Cut it into 4 pieces. We're now at 100 layers. That's all I want for this particular billet. I'm going to draw this out. Once we get to about 1/4 inch thick, I'm going to cut it up into pieces that are going to be used in other billets. So we'll have layers of Damascus inside other layered steel. The one I do a lot of, they'll have the Damascus around some copper that's around a high carbon core with more copper on the outside. It just looks crazy, really fancy. We're running at just over 2,000 degrees in the forge. Okay, all right, so I turned the lights off. It'll be a little easier for you all to see. Forgot to do it before I started again. I usually leave the lights on when I'm forging, but I don't know, figured I'd try something different. I mean, heck, last Monday I was on roller skates forging. I like to change it up a bit. Oh, also, if you have any questions at all, put them in the comments. I will answer. If you're interested in a custom knife or checking out what I have available, go to the link in my bio, or you can just put it in the search engine, woodsonKnifeco.com. If you have any questions about a custom order, shoot me a message through the website. All right, so now it's just going to take a few minutes for that billet of Damascus to get back up to temperature. So anytime I talk about Damascus or I make a post about Damascus, I get those people that go, oh, that's not real Damascus. Nobody even knows how real Damascus was made. It was made in Damascus, Syria. Well, actually, they have proven that false. There's a really cool article that Blade Magazine did last year. I think it was January of 21. I think right in there. Anyways, they found out that Damascus didn't originate in Damascus, Syria. They were actually known for their Woot steel, which they then sold other places. And the leading thought is that Damascus originated more in India, maybe even up north, where the Northmen were. Because they found some blades up there that it could go either way. They're not sure if the steel was brought in or not. But anyways, the end result with all this is calling layered steel Damascus is just fine. Damascus describes layered steel, not the place it was made in. So there you go. That's what I know. All right, let's see if this is ready. Almost. So it's got a little shadowing when I flipped the billet, just a little shadowing on one side, so flipped it over, let it heat up a little bit. Hey, how you doing? Been on Forged and Fire. Well, if I had, the episode hasn't come out yet. So, yeah. That's about all I can say. Anyways, I am in a competition right now. Now, the competition started, but it hasn't. They haven't started the testing. And this is a social media online competition. It's called Last Blade Standing. This is season 3. It's here on TikTok mostly, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. There's 64 smiths from around the country. This year, we were tasked to make a sword, a short sword. 27 inches was the max length. So I ended up making a Japanese-inspired wakizashi. The other thing, we had to have non-ferrous metal in the build somewhere. Could be in the handle, didn't matter. I did a brass Damascus clad sanmai with copper shims and a 3,200 layer Damascus core. And in fact, this is the last piece of steel from that build. I just finished this knife Friday. So, but just finished this guy up and keeping it because I don't usually keep knives for myself, and this one's kind of special. But yeah, so go check out Last Blade Standing. They're on here, they're on YouTube, all of that. We've got judges from Forged and Fire. David Baker is going to be one of our judges, one of the 3 judges we have. And we have, I think, 12 or 14 Forged and Fire champions in this competition, and one of those is Ben Abbott himself. Undefeated, I think 8-time champion Forged and Fire. He's also a stand-in judge. So any thought I had of coming close to the podium in this competition has gone away as soon as I heard Ben Abbott's name. But still, it's fun. So go check that out if you guys are interested in swords and bladesmithing. Yeah. All right, this should be ready. our big danger popsicle. Now it's funny because on the camera it looks like lime colored hot, real yellow, bright yellow, but in person it's actually a really solid orange. I'm not even sure who it was, but like I say, Wood Steel, like bladesmiths come out of the woodwork. You know, and honestly, I know North Forge, he's done Wood Steel. I'm gonna see him in February when I go back east for the finals of the Last Blade Standing, which is February 25th is the finals. So I'm going to be back east for that, and I'm going to pick his brain on how to do that, because why not? Rotating the billet, that way it gets an even heat. Even though the bottom of the forge where it's sitting, you know, is hot, just as hot as the rest of the forge, it's going to soak up that heat from that spot, cool it off, and it's not going to have more heat get into it. So you got to rotate the billet, make sure you don't have any shadows. Once the billet is the same color as the inside of the forge, you're good to go. I tend to wait a couple more minutes. Especially on my initial forges, I'll wait an extra 5-10 minutes after I think that it's ready. That way I don't have as much risk of it not working. Oh, right on. I will have to pick your brain then. You know, and I don't know, I've got so many projects and plans for this year. I don't know if I'll get to try and Woots, but maybe, we'll see. So yeah, Freedom Forge, we gotta have a chat, and I have some questions. Oh, also, since I'm trying different things for the heck of it, I've got The Mandalorian playing in the background. Last week, I watched all 3 trilogies of Star Wars, and so I was figuring out now I shouldn't say I watched. I had them playing while I was working. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I know Norse Forge had one, and he had some major issues when he went to heat treat. I feel bad because I think he said it was up to like 64 billion layers, and they had mixed woots in it, and I don't know, it was something ridiculous, and I don't know what he ended up turning in. Mando, yep. Right on, Joe. That's cool. Power hammer. Right there. So I don't use the power hammer for Damascus billets like this. Not at this stage of the game. I could put my heavy draw. I could put my heavy draw dies in, but I don't know. Wow. That's pretty cool. I thought he said he made it. I'm pretty sure he. Oh no, I think I'm thinking about his Arctic Gold. I can't remember. Hey, that's good to hear. That's how I am. In fact, I kind of tried to build my brand around that, because when I first started out, I couldn't get people to answer questions, and I didn't know what things were called. I didn't know what to Google, and there was a lot of wasted money in things that I didn't need or I didn't know how to use because I couldn't get the information. So one of the things I really want to do is make it easier for people to get into hobby bladesmithing or knife making, and do it in a way that makes sense. Yeah, trial and error sucks, especially if you don't have all the information. The first time I tried kumai, I couldn't get anybody to tell me, anything. So I didn't know you had to seal up the billet. Had no idea. Well, I went through 4 or 5 billets before someone saw the pictures of my failed billets and went, "Oh, they can't have any air to them. They have to be airtight." It's just something I didn't know. I'm not a welder by trade before this. So it's just simple things like that. Or knowing what temperature to forge at. When you're doing kumai, if you go past 1984 degrees, which is the melting point of copper, you're going to have issues. It may not fail, but it's going to look weird when it's done. And sometimes that just happens during the process. You melt out a little bit. But I try to keep my temperature down about 1950. And I enjoy helping people out and talking about the craft. Yeah, agreed. I'm the same way. You know, the thing that bothers me most in situations like that is the guys that think that they've come up with something that no one else knows, that they're the first ones to do it this way. And there's nothing new. There's nothing that can be done new unless you can figure out how to forge weld titanium to, you know, steel, which is supposedly impossible. There's nothing new. I mean, this is one of the oldest crafts out there. So, yeah, it bugs me when people act like they own the information, and they don't. You know, most people got it from someone else. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird and, you know, want everybody to get along and play nice. Yep, exactly. Yeah, process evolves. It's just like when, you know, like I was talking about earlier with Damascus. You know, if I say Damascus, inevitably, if I have a post, I'll have somebody say, oh, that's not Damascus. The real Damascus was lost, you know, 2,000 years ago. And they've proven that's not true. And Damascus describes layered steel. And that's what it is. It's not a place, it is a place in Syria, but that's not where it was found. Syria was known for their woods, not Damascus. The name was just Damascus. I don't think I saw that. Carver's. Yeah, no, I don't think I saw that. But or the one thing that I really love is you'll post a knife, or even just a video you doing something, and then there's inevitably somebody that chimes in, a troll, chimes in, says you're doing something wrong. Or the one thing I get comments on the most is when I'm at the grinder and I'm not wearing gloves. And it boggles my mind because it's rotating equipment. And to me, it's common sense and common knowledge that you never wear gloves with rotating equipment. Now, I'll wear a glove, one glove for certain things, but I'm pretty dang careful about it because that grinder wants to eat you. I've ground off several fingers. I did this one Friday. It sucks. Hey, thanks, man. I want to see your sword. I honestly haven't seen most of the swords in the competition. I don't know if Doc's posted them all yet, but I've just been too busy, or it has been far from mine to check them all out. Maybe part of that's because I'm nervous. No, my goal is just, I want to make it past the first round. That's all I really want. Anything more than that would be awesome, but we'll see. Looking at my friend. When I did that video, wasn't really thinking, and I should have weighted that stand down because it would have gone right through, but instead it just knocked the whole thing over. Next time, I'm gonna buy another one eventually, and next time, do it right. Yeah, 9 attempts. I think I had 5 failures with my brass Damascus. And that was the weirdest thing because it turned out to be the steel. Wow, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's always disheartening when you keep getting failures. You know, by like the 3rd or 4th failure, you start questioning whether you should even be doing it at all. All right, crank the forge up again. It was getting a little cold. It was down at 1950 degrees. I like being around 2100 degrees when I'm doing Damascus, drawing it out. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I love having extras. I mean, obviously, I made this knife, a bracelet. This was supposed to be a kitchen knife, though. And that's 100% that as knife makers, we don't make mistakes. We make smaller knives. That's 100% how that happened. Okay. That's cool. I like that. It's always nice knowing that the stuff you make is going to be in a family and passed down. It's really cool. All right. Hey, everybody. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to 5,000 likes. Try to get some more people in here, too. Gotta love the Mandalorian. Look at those likes, I appreciate it. Hey, thanks, man. Have a good one. Let's chat soon. Maybe we should do a live chat back and forth. Sit for a minute. Okay. Look at that. We're almost 5,000 already. Awesome. I love it. Yeah, I'm West Coast too. Washington State. Eastern Washington. I'm in Spokane. Yeah, I do my live forging every Monday. I'll do lives randomly while I'm working. Evening lives just have not been advantageous for me for a while with family and everything. Oh, okay, San Diego. My son's down there. My son's stationed at Pendleton. But I think he's in 29 Palms right now. Hating life, I'm sure. I don't miss that part. See, I think I've heard of Bridge Troll and DK Knives. But really, there's so many knife makers out there. I can't even say I know what percentage of them. But I might actually be down in California the end of this year. Wife and I might try to go down there for the Marine Corps ball, which would be cool. And seeing that I now fit back in my uniform, which is crazy. Yeah, I fit in my dress blues again. I'll have to, I mean, they need a little fitting, and I've got to get all my devices because I can't find them. But oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be there for the finals. I already got my plane, hotel, and all that. Although I did get everything refundable, because if I don't make it through the first round, I'm not going. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we're thinking about, if my oldest is, stateside, he's not deployed or anything, we'll probably go down for the Marine Corps ball down in Pendleton. Actually, I think they do it in Vegas. Is that right? I think that's where it was this year, was in Vegas. So, I don't know. Would be a fun time. Not convinced that I'm going to wear my dress blues or not, but we'll see. All right, sounds good. Talk to you soon, man. I am making some Damascus. Big billet, 100-layer Damascus. It's not high layer, but 100 layers is exactly what I want for this. I'm going to draw this out to about 1/4 inch thick. It's 4 inches wide. It's going to be long, so I'm going to have to cut it in half at some point, I'm sure. I'm going for, like I said, 1/4 inch thick, 4 inch wide. And I'm going to cut those up into 6-inch pieces and use them in other billets. And probably some other stuff along the way. I'll probably keep some of it for regular knives. But that's what I'm working on. We did a billet of kumai, copper kumai earlier. Got that drawn out and set to 0.183, I think it was, inches thick. So that's just got a anneal, and then I'll start making knives out of that. I've got a custom order for a Serbian chef in kumai. And then I've got several orders for my death kumai, which incorporates the 100 layers of Damascus, 2 pieces of it, and copper Damascus. So, yeah. Lots and lots of work. So for the billet I'm doing right now, it's 100 layers. I started out with a 25 layer billet, 4" by 4" by, I think it was like 3.5 inches thick. Did that last Monday, drew it out. I've cut that up into 4 pieces, stacked it, so we're at 100 layers, and now I'm drawing that out. And it's going to stay at 100 layers, and like I was saying, it's going to be used in other things. So with my death kumai, I'll use 2 pieces of that 100 layer Damascus. So I've got a core of, I usually use 1095. Then on each side of that core, got copper shims, the 100 layers of Damascus, each side, another copper shims, and then on the outside of that is about 40 layers each side of, 20 layers each side of copper Damascus. So yeah, it's kind of a crazy billet. I call it death kumai because it's really easy to mess up, and if you mess up the final billet, there's a lot of money going down the drain. And when I first started doing these, I had quite a few failures and wasted a lot of money. Hey everybody, if you can, share the live, invite some people, that kind of thing, and hit that like button. We are at 5,500 likes. I really appreciate it. I don't of the copper Damascus, but I do of brass Damascus. So this is brass Damascus, copper shim, and then the core is, you can't really see it in the video. But that's a 3,200 layer Damascus core. Yeah, you can't see the lines at all. It's so fine at that layer count. That's why when I hear people say million layers, I'm like, you're not ever going to see the pattern. Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to check the billet. Very close. Just had some shadowing on the bottom, so rotate it, give it a minute, we'll be good. Thanks, Joe. I'm ecstatic about how this blade turned out. It's a takedown, and if you're a bladesmith, I used a Corby. And it's weird because I had to order different size Corbies, and because the ones I had, I couldn't find anything to match the threads at all. But the 1/4 inch, or the ones that are bigger than 1/4 inch, I can't remember, but the biggest Corbies they had are 812 or something thread pitch. I can't remember, but I was able to find some all thread that fit it, and that's what I use. This was a horrible pain. I redid the brass guard here 4 times because I didn't like it. It sucked. Super loud and annoying. My post is about to break off. It's barely on there. I mean, all right, if I hold it this way, it's pretty solid, but it's barely hanging on. So there's our Danger Popsicle. We're about 1 3/4 inches thick, roughly, maybe a hair more, not quite 2 inches, but yeah, that's where it's at right now. I'm gonna stop for now and work on some other things. That has to be a trouble all the time if you were doing a personal knife as a knife maker. I don't think I quite understand what you mean. Oh, always changing your knife. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't make very many things for myself. I've only made myself 3 knives. 3. No, 4. And one of those went to somebody else, went to my son. So yeah, I don't make very many knives for myself, but with the leftover steel from that sword that went to last blade standing competition, I wanted to keep that steel. But I will make more of it. But yeah, I've carried other knives that I've made, but actually making a knife for myself doesn't happen very often. Especially because I'll make something I'll be really proud of it and want to put it out there for somebody to buy. So that's a lot of the reason that happens. And it's okay. I like people enjoying my work, and I like people being able to have what I make. So, but all right, so I've got a bunch of phone calls and errands and all sorts of stuff to do today, and it's 2 o'clock, so I don't have much time to get everything done. But I will be back. I'm going to try to do a live this week, later in the week. I don't know. We'll see. Watch for that, and I'll be back for sure next Monday. Hey, Joe, you have a great one as well. Everybody else, same to you. Have a great one. Thanks for watching. As always, be kind. Much love. Have a great week.